We're doing something a little different. I know we haven't recorded a Superside show in a while because a lot of stuff's not going on, but we're doing two things. So one, we're doing the 5 best Marvel movies. We're doing it for a Superside show, and we're also doing it for our new podcast, 5.
That's right.
Mike, tell them about 5. Tell our listeners about 5.
Our new podcast 5 is just where we get together and we talk about 5 things. Every week it's going to be something different. If you don't like today's, you'll like next week's. Right now we're going to talk about our 5 best Marvel movies. We might talk about our 5 favorite shoes, our 5 favorite fast food restaurants. You never know what it's going to be about, but it's always going to be interesting.
Yeah, our 5 favorite space launches.
That might make the list at some point.
I have some favorite ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Our 5 favorite countries, which would be a good one.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
Our 5 favorite dictators.
I don't know if we're gonna have. Yeah, we're probably not gonna do that.
But we do worst with the 5 worst.
5 favorite bands. 5 favorite songs.
Yeah, that'd be hard. I can't do 5 songs.
5 favorite colors, of course.
I can't do that. All right, Mike, start us off. What's your 5th, number 5?
Yeah, starting at the bottom. This was a tough one. This was the hardest one. And there were several movies that could have been here, but it's Black Widow.
Okay, interesting. Why'd you pick that?
A really good movie. Scarlett Johansson was great in the role. It introduced us to Yelena Belova with Florence Pugh, who is, I think, a superstar just in her few appearances in the Marvel universe. And it was just a good movie structure. It had some problems, but most movies do. But it was good.
Yeah, I think Florence Pugh was the breakout star of that movie.
Absolutely.
Just watch this. Just having her in the movie was worth watching.
Right.
I think she did great. I think she does great with all her roles. But I think she hasn't found her niche role yet. But yeah, I mean, I think the action was really good. The action was pretty brutal. My only problem with Black Widow is it definitely should have come out sequentially with the rest of the Marvel movies. It should have come out right after Captain America: Civil War. That would have been amazing if they did that. But unfortunately, it came out after Endgame, right? So
came out after Black Widow was already dead.
Yeah, so it didn't come out. It didn't work out properly for the movie, but that's fine.
Right.
But yeah, it was great. I have no problems with that. That's a good number 5. My number 5 is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Solid pick.
Yeah, I think it's if you look at the 5 best, this is definitely in there. I actually watched some of it the other day. I think that movie just stands out. It's just really good. The actors.
I was trying to pick a Doctor Strange from my list, but he just didn't make it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But the Multiverse of Madness was just. It was surprisingly good. I still have. We did actually. I think we did 2, maybe 3 podcasts on Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. I had a hard time with Scarlet Witch being the villain, but now in retrospect, I'm okay with it. I feel like it was the right thing to do, but it was still a tough thing to deal with.
Right.
I like the character so much.
Yeah.
But I think they did a pretty good job of it, and just like Benedict Cumberbatch did a wonderful job. I think the directing was amazing. The action scenes were really good. It was consistent. The theme was tight. It was concise. It knew exactly what it wanted to do. It was just great.
I know for sure. I came out of that movie on a high. I was smiling. I loved it. It was a really good movie.
It was probably the last one that Marvel Disney. It's probably the last good Marvel movie they've done.
And that was one of the ones I was considering for my 5th place. But Black Widow won out. Yeah. So. Yeah.
All right. What's your number 4?
Iron Man.
Oh, the first Iron Man.
The first Iron Man movie. Yeah.
Wow. I kind of wish I would put that there, but I didn't. Huh.
Yeah, it's just it's so rewatchable. It set everything off. It's just a solid movie from beginning to end. And the fact that there wouldn't be any of these movies without it, it had to be in the list somewhere.
Yeah, it didn't make my list. I think Iron Man's a great movie. I think that it's aged just.
I've rewatched it more than any of these other movies.
Yeah, I think so. My favorite part of Iron Man is when he's actually in the cave and he has to make. So when he makes his first, what's his face? The thing, the arc reactor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he makes his first arc reactor, when he's kind of like doesn't have anything, and he makes his first suit. That whole sequence was my favorite part. I loved him in the cave. When he gets out the cave, I'm not as invested. But I think the best part of Iron Man is when he's creating things, when he's making things.
Yeah.
The movie kind of starts faltering me a little bit towards the end, but it's still a strong movie. It's still fun to watch. I think if that movie had done poorly, we wouldn't have any of these. So yeah, 100%.
It's a really good showcase for Robert Downey Jr. too, because just the beginning, the cave sequence, it's all on him.
How old was he when he filmed that? Was he in his 40s?
Had to be.
Man, I thought he was old then. Now I'm in my 40s. I'm like, oh,
right, yeah.
Funny. My number 4 is Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Okay.
It's the best Spider-Man movie ever made. It's fantastic. Super
really?
fun. Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. It's probably the best Marvel movie they've ever made.
Better than the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man?
Yes. Those movies, that movie deserves respect, and it's great, and I watch it. But Spider-Man: No Way Home it's from beginning to end perfect. And also, Spider-Man Far From Home wasn't that great. I did not like it as much. But Spider-Man: No Way Home just pulled it out. It's just quintessential Spider-Man. It's everything you want about Spider-Man. It fits the molds. Tom Holland, nailed it as the quintessential Spider-Man. I have heard rumors that Tom Holland's going to be a big part of Avengers Doomsday. Of course, that's not confirmed. We don't know anything about it.
Right.
But yeah, Spider-Man: No Way Home is perfect.
Okay. Yeah, I want the Spider-Man that they lead up to in the last 5 minutes of that movie.
Yeah. You when you realize what they were trying to do with this movie, and then you see the ending, then you realize, okay, this is absolutely perfect. They're taking all the stuff they did with him in this Marvel universe and cooking him down to the basics, which he was supposed to be. So we finally get the cooked down version of Spider-Man that we've always wanted. So yeah, 100%.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mine is Ant-Man.
Wow, you have some interesting picks, my friend. Ant-Man?
Ant-Man. It's a great heist movie. You and I have said the best Marvel movies are when they're a genre movie. Mm-hmm. Ant-Man's a heist movie. Just that scene with Michael Pena doing the narration of how he got some information or something, and he's doing all the talking, but you're seeing it play out with other people's mouths moving while he's talking.
Yeah.
That's one of the best scenes in modern cinema. So
okay. All right, okay. It's a good scene, but that's not go crazy.
And there's a bunch of other clever things all throughout Ant-Man. It doesn't really have any problems. Yeah. It's a relatively perfect movie.
All right, I'll give you that. Yeah. I'm not as big a fan of Ant-Man as you are. We've actually.
Quantumania definitely let me down, but I enjoyed all the Ant-Mans up until that point.
All right, okay. Mine is for number 3. I've got Captain America: Civil War. That movie,
okay.
Everything though.
Not a Captain America movie, but yeah.
It's not a Captain America movie. We can all agree about that.
It's an Avengers movie, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. But it sets up. So the what's the brothers' names again? The guys who directed this.
Oh,
the Russo
brothers, yeah.
They showed the world, everybody, that they could do a large ensemble cast effortlessly, and that paved the way for them to do Infinity War and Endgame. And I feel like, again, some of the green screen stuff bothers me a little bit with this movie, but the final fight scene with Winter Soldier, Captain America, and Iron Man can't be beat. It's absolutely fantastic. This movie has a lot of heart.
That's a good fight scene. Yeah,
it does a lot of work. is a really fun movie. Like if someone said, "Hey man, I got some popcorn and some beer. You want to watch Captain America: Civil War with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got nothing to do." Like that sounds. Like if my friends wanted to hang out with me more often, they would do that. Like okay, yeah, I'll sit here and watch this. It's great.
Right.
But it's great. It's I wouldn't say it's a perfect movie, but it's definitely a movie that achieved its goals without any real effort. It felt great.
Right. Okay. Yeah. For some reason, just because it robbed me of a third Captain America movie, I've got a bad taste in my mouth from that one. But okay. Yeah. My number 2 is Winter Soldier. Captain America: Winter Soldier. I mean, it's a genre flick. It's what would you say? It's like a spy thriller.
Yeah, spy thriller. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much you can say bad about this movie.
No.
Excellent cast, great action scenes, good story. A lot of people would put this at number 1.
Yes.
For me, it's a number 2.
I'm not sure why everybody thinks this is the best. I've watched this movie several times, and every time I've watched it, I've really enjoyed it. It's my number 2 too, so we're just diving right into it.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if it between Civil War and Winter Soldier. I think I like watching Civil War more. But
really,
if someone asked me, "Is Civil War better than Winter Soldier?" I'd have to be objective about it and say, "No, it's not."
So Civil War is more fun, but you acknowledge that Winter Soldier is the better movie.
Yes, without a doubt. I mean, let's just talk about the elevator fight scene. It's just beautiful, choreographed.
The lead up to it,
the tension involved. You're about to get in the fight. You're about to get a fight scene, and it's coming. And then when he says right before a fight scene, he says before we get started, does anyone want to get out? And it's like yeah, we're gonna do it. It's like it's perfect, absolutely perfect. And then then you get the fight scenes with the Winter Soldier and Cap, and two. This is interesting. I'm a comic book nerd. People might not know. So with Captain America, in the comic books, he's considered the best or one of the best hand-to-hand fighters in the Marvel universe. Like you could probably mention Iron Fist and a few others, but if Captain America shows up and he wants to fight you, you're probably going to lose.
Yeah,
and he's trained. He trained Iron Man to do hand-to-hand combat. He trained the Falcon to do hand-to-hand combat. He trained Bucky to do hand-to-hand combat. And so he's learned. He doesn't just have the super soldier serum. He knows how to physically fight. And we didn't get a lot of that training in the original Captain America, which is also a really good film, by the way. But we did see that he's learned to fight in Captain America: Winter Soldier. And I wish they could have helped us.
This is the one that starts out like with him fighting on a ship, right?
Yeah, and we're getting to see his fight.
So many great fight scenes on that ship.
Part of that is like, okay, he's super strong, so he can just do that. But part of it is, no, he's not just super strong. He actually knows how to physically fight. He knows how to move. He knows how to do defensive techniques and offensive techniques. And I wish there was some way between Captain America, the First Avenger, and Captain America: Winter Soldier, they showed how Steve Rogers learned to fight. I guess we just assume he learned doing World War II combat, but they never really help us with that.
Well, that's that thing that you and I keep wanting is like Captain America and the Howling Commandos series. That's where you would get that. Yeah.
That would be a really fun Disney Plus series. It really would. Like showing like the couple of years where he was like actually in World War II fighting. Yeah, right. We have to get Chris Evans back as Iron Man.
Live action or animated. I don't care. Just tell that story.
I would watch animated. I would do an animated series.
Yeah.
That would be fun, actually. The animated, that would be good. So we need, but all that aside, this movie Winter Soldier actually showed us. If you look at Captain America: First Adventures and Captain America: Winter Soldier, Chris Evans is the quintessential Captain America. He is Captain America forever, and really highlighted that. He did such a great job, and just like the scene where he's riding the motorcycle and he's leaving the SHIELD headquarters. And a Queen jet shows up and starts shooting at him, and he disables the Queen jet just with his shield and his skills. It's just ridiculous. But I do have some complaint with Winter Soldier. I think they sexualize Scarlett Johansson way too often, and I think they don't really showcase the Falcon enough. But I mean, the Falcon flight scene when he's fighting the helicarriers is really good. So I can't really complain too much. And the Winter Soldier always feels like a threat. So again, yeah, Winter Soldier. If I had to show, if a friend of mine said I've never seen a Marvel movie before, yeah, here's Winter Soldier. We'll go watch this one.
Yeah, right. I think I would do the same, even more than my top pick.
Yeah,
just because it's just such a good introduction to Marvel movies.
Yeah. I'm curious what your top pick is. I know mine. I think mine's a straight solid one.
Yeah, yours is going to be either Endgame or the other one of those two. Mine is neither of those. It is instead Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ugh.
The original Guardians of the Galaxy reshaped the MCU.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have Thor Ragnarok, which a lot of people love, without Guardians of the Galaxy.
True.
I didn't know any of these characters at all when the movie came out. A lot of people were like me. James Gunn did an amazing job of introducing a bunch of people we don't know and don't care about and making us care about them.
Mm.
The introductory scene to this movie is one of my favorite beginnings of a movie ever. The song that they picked to back it is great. What's his name? Chris Pratt. This is one of his best pieces of work. Yeah, it's a great movie. And it's eminently rewatchable. Good plot, good villain. That's something we don't talk about a lot, is like, how good is the villain? Really good in this movie. The Marvels came out recently, and that's probably its weakest point was the villain. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. It's the best Marvel movie.
I am not going to disagree with you about this. I won't say it's the best Marvel movie. I will say that Guardians of the Galaxy is a good Marvel movie, and here's why. I think you're absolutely right. This movie could have been a disaster. It's super funny. I think the action scenes were solid. I think the heart of the movie, the ideas in the movie were solid. I think they did a lot of work helping us understand the Infinity Stones, Thanos, and a lot of stuff like that. So that's really good.
Right.
Too.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think that all the actors, if you got Chris Pratt, you've got Zoe
Saldana.
Zoe Saldana. You've got the big dude, I forget his name.
Dave Bautista.
Yeah, you got the Rocket.
Yeah, this introduced me to Dave Bautista, and I love that guy. He's a great.
Yeah. Everything about this movie works. It's fun to watch. I would watch it again. Now, here's my only complaint. They tried to chase what they did with the first one, with the second and third one. So they tried to recapture that same energy for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Volume 3, and it never works well. I think that Thor Ragnarok does a better job of doing the Guardians of the Galaxy model than Guardians of the Galaxy did. And I think, to be fair, Thor Love and Thunder tried to do it again, and it did not work well. And so Guardians of the Galaxy is the same kind of cheeky, funny, yet serious, yet loving, yet family oriented, yet fuzzy action movie, Marvel movie. Thor Ragnarok was also the same, but then you got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and Thor Love and Thunder, did not do it well. And so either you do this model right or it doesn't work. And Guardians of the Galaxy did it right. And I feel like you're fine. I mean, and to be fair, I think that anybody could say that's my favorite Marvel movie. When it came out, I loved it too. Yeah. But part of my biggest concern, I didn't know how much it was going to influence the rest of the MCU movies. And thankfully, the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff did not influence the Endgame or Infinity War stuff too much. So again, that's respectable number one. It's not mine. You want to know what mine is?
Well, it's one of those two. Which is it?
Which one? What?
What is it?
Endgame or Infinity War?
Infinity War, yeah.
No, it's Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Total surprise.
I just watched that the other day. I got a new TV, so let the listeners know. I got a new TV. It's 4K, Ultra HD, 120 refresh rate. It's fantastic. If you have a Disney Plus account, if you have a TV as good as mine, and you have a Disney Plus account, you should watch it. It looks great. And that movie is just good. It's just, hands down, Shang-Chi, once Shang-Chi and the team leave America and get to China, the movie just takes off.
Well,
the end fight scene is probably one of the most fun ones to watch. And the final battle, the final moment when Shang-Chi has the rings inside of the demon's chest, and he's like cooking the rings, and then he does that kung fu move, and the rings explode. You can't get any better than that. And like, that's a great moment. It's a fun movie to watch, and I feel like from beginning to end, this movie has a heart and a soul. It knows what it wants to do. It's super fun, and it's just fantastic. That movie's great, and it fixes so many problems that Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 3 created. And we've talked about this at length. You could listen to our old podcast, listen to our Iron Man 3 podcast, and listen to our Shang-Chi podcast again, and you'll hear more about this. But it's just on
the Super Side Show.
Yeah, the Super Side Show, and it's just fantastic. So yeah, it's like if someone said, "Hey, I want to watch a fun Marvel movie, but I don't know anything about Marvel stuff," I'd be like, "You don't have to know anything about Marvel stuff to watch Shang-Chi. There's nothing about Marvel stuff."
True.
But, right. I mean, there's like even some of the Wong stuff you might need to know a little bit about. But
you don't really need to. No, he's a mysterious, magician, sorcerer guy.
But the Shang-Chi it's great. It's absolutely fantastic.
I'll say that was one of the ones that was in contention for my 5th place. Yeah. Okay. But wow, that is a shocker. I am surprised it's your number 1 pick.
Well, here's the deal. Endgame and Infinity War are great movies. I love watching them, but they don't work by themselves. They are a culmination of a bunch of different movies. And
you got to watch 20 movies for those to pay off.
I would say the same thing for the Avengers movies as well. But like Shang-Chi, Captain America: Winter Soldier, Spider-Man: No Way Home, Doctor Strange Multiverse, they fit by themselves. I think Civil War was my number 3 just because it's good quality, it's great. But I mean, like, of all the Marvel movies we've ever watched, I will go back with Shang-Chi again and watch it. It's fun.
It's the same thing with my list. Everything on my list works perfectly just by itself. Mm-hmm. You don't need to know anything going into them. You don't need to continue the story and anything else. They're all just great movies.
Yeah, and like I just feel like one of the reasons why the Marvel movie franchise sputtered out, which I think we all can agree it has sputtered out at this point, is because of the interdependence of the movies, and just because of oversaturation. But the experiment for me worked because
they did something that probably won't be done again within 200 years.
Okay. That's a bold statement, my brother.
I mean, how often are people going to carry an idea, a concept of an idea through 20 movies before it pays off?
Well, modern cinema has only been around for like 100 years. So,
right.
No, I think that I don't want to get too off track, but we have some franchises that could support movies like Marvel movies like this. I think DC could be on the cusp of doing something like that.
I don't think they're going to, though.
No, I don't think so either. I feel like the Marvel movie franchise is not dead. It's just resting. I feel like at some point,
but I don't think they're going to pull off Thanos.
I think they're going to do again. I think at some point they're going to do an X-Men one, without a doubt. Live action X-Men, like
20 plus movie arc. You think?
They have the material. They have the material to do it. But I don't know. I'll be honest with you. If you look at American culture, we might not want this anymore.
Yeah, I don't think we do, and I don't think they can do it again. No, I think they spent themselves on doing that.
But like, okay, so anime does this all the time. Like, if kids will watch anime series that last for like 20, 30
That's different
years.
though. That's different though. That's TV shows, not movies.
Well, no, it's. It could be a different medium, but I feel like it does. It's not. The culture of America could be, hey, we don't want this anymore, or it could be, hey, this is not high quality. And I kind of go with the high quality. I think Marvel, Disney could have done a better job creating movies that fit this model to do what it needs to do, but they didn't do it very well, and they didn't give people a break. They should have gave people a 5-year break and then start up again. 5-year break between Endgame and another movie, but they need that money, and they wanted to keep getting that money. And so greed ruined it for them in a lot of different ways. Yeah. But they don't get twisted. There's so much comic book material out there for them to do stuff that they could do it again. It's just the fact that let's see what the money looks like for them, more than anything else. And one last thing, I mean, do we I don't even know if you love these movies, watch every one of them back to back again. And
watch both of our lists.
Yeah, and you will get what you're looking for. I mean, I don't think people have completely absorbed these movies yet. You know, it might take another decade to absorb it. Plus, we've got like the X-Men 96, 95. Well, what's it called?
X-Men 97.
Yeah, X-Men 97 series, which was fantastic. You can get that energy from that. Plus, we've got like, what else is going on?
Well, right now they've got Agatha all along.
Yeah, so that stuff's still going, which is fine. We're going to do a podcast on that once it ends. But there's so much competition for people's attention spans that's hard to keep people coming. This is hard to do it. It's just difficult. And one last thing, I also think that the people are going. If you look at Deadpool Wolverine, people are going back to the 1980s R movie stuff more. We're going to see a lot more violent, sexually explicit movies the next decade.
And Marvel?
Marvel, yeah, probably. Yeah, I would say that, but also just in movies in general, you're going to see a lot more of that. Yeah, you're going to start seeing more naked scenes and action stuff, like back in the day with Predator.
Back to like the 80s and stuff?
Yeah, back with Terminator, Predator, RoboCop, you're going to see more of that stuff. Okay. We're in a weird place right now. So
all right.
But that's my prediction. But anyway, that's our 5. This podcast is 5.
Mm-hmm.
5. Best 5. It's hard to say. And that's our 5 top Marvel movies.
Today you saw 2 versions of the 5 best Marvel movies.
Yeah, my list is correct. And Mike's is okay. It's fun.
I will give you that on the Marvel topic. Other topics, no.
So listen, this is a new podcast. We're trying to do a new experiment. So if you liked it, share it with your friends. If you are a Super Sideshow fan, definitely share it with your friends. Also, make sure you subscribe to the 5.
Subscribe everywhere you can. If you can give us a review, give us a review.
And pretty soon we're going to have an
thumbs
email.
Up, stars.
Yeah. We're going to have an email where you can send us your recommendations for the 5 you want us to cover, which I think is going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be great.
Great. But thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time.